Hello and welcome. We are here continuing to work in our Vectr program and create our desert landscape. So let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to go ahead and first start by going to our program. So we're going to open a new tab and I'm going to go to vectr.com. Remember vectr.com. And if you're not logged in, it'll say log in right here. But my name's there, so I'm going to click on it. And then it's going to redirect me to actually log in. So I'm going to sign in with Google. It'll redirect me to my Google login. I will click on my Google login and it'll take me to Vectr. At this point, I'm going to click on my project. So here's my project I'm going to be working on. So I'll click on this and I'm going to click on open. Wonderful. It's going to open up our program. Now today we finished up some detail for our sky. Today we're going to work on some of the landscape part of this. We're going to work on the ground part of our desert and we're going to put in some mountains. And to do this, we're going to set our mountains. We're going to start in the background and we're going to work our way towards the foreground. So we're going to use the pen tool, and the pen tool is a very strong tool in vector work. So we're going to start with this tool. I'm going to click on my pen tool, and it's the sixth tool. If you're counting your home button, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tools down, and I'm going to start to create my background mountains that are going to be my lighter colored mountains first. So I'm going to click on the left side of my canvas here, click, and I'm just going to draw over, click, 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 and create some interesting mountain shapes. Some are going to be tall and some are going to be short. And we're going to create these mountains. Okay, after we're done, I'm going to click on the right side. I'm going to travel all the way down to the bottom of my canvas, all the way over to the left, and then back to my start. And that creates a closed path. That closed path, I'm going to click on it by clicking on the line, and I'm going to come over here and tell it that I do want that path to be filled, but I don't want it to be filled with a blue. I'm going to fill it with a lighter color first. So let's get into my orange colors, and we'll go with something like that. Okay, the other thing is I don't necessarily want this black border around my design, so I'm going to uncheck that black border. So I get this nice mountainous shape. Okay. After that, what we're going to do is we are going to duplicate this mountain. So I've got my mountain selected. So I'm going to hit Control D to duplicate. I got a new one. And I'm going to, with this new mountain, it's hard to see because they're the same color. So let's adjust the color here first. I'm going to make it slightly more bold color. And I don't want them to be exactly the same. So I'm going to come up here to flip, and I'll flip my mountains there. And then I'm going to shrink them down a little bit. I still want the bottom of my canvas to hit at the same place so that I'm not designing off my shape. And that's going to be my second row of mountains. And then I'm going to do the same thing for my third. So I'm going to do, that's my middle set of mountains. I'm going to do my foreground set of mountains. So I'm going to Control D to duplicate. This one is going to even be a more bold color, something like that perhaps. Again, no border, that looks good. And I'm going to flip those as well. Line up my bottom and then stretch down my top to fill. Now, it does look like it's changing. I do kind of have this weird symmetrical thing happening. So I may need to, adjust some of these to give it more interest. So this is a great way to start. And then if I want to change something, I can click on this shape. If I double click, it brings up all of the nodes, all of the little handles or points. I can curve those mountains if I wanted to, make them hills. I'm not going to do that by grabbing the little round tool and then moving it. But what I am going to do is I'm going to adjust, oops, not my background one, double click, and I'm going to grab one of the square nodes, and I can always add one too if I need to. And I can click on one and press the delete key if I wanted to. I'm going to undo that because I don't like that. But you can edit what you have. It's a great way to save some time in your design work, and still you can create different shapes. So I'm going to play around for a second here. You can also use the keys on your keyboard if you get lost and you need to adjust something. Got to be real careful that you click on the node as you're trying to do this. Okay, and I just want to create a little bit of variation so that the first mountains don't look exactly like the last mountains. In my composition. Again, don't be afraid to add. If you need to add too. So I think I'm liking that. So play around with your mountains today and try to make them perfect and make sure that you are happy. After you are perfect and happy, you're going to then go up to your export button on the top right. And like we've been doing, we're going to first export as a PNG, and I'm going to click download. And after I download that PNG, I'm going to click and download it as a vector. Download. And then I'm going to close my exports. All of that is in my downloads folder, and I'm going to take my screenshot to show my progress on this project. I am saving my screenshots, so I will go to save, and I will name this one 9.05 screenshot. And then I am good and done for the day. If you have any concerns or questions, please reach out and let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.